I should say prefrontal cortical circuitry as well. Now, being and feeling, now this is starting to sound a little bit like quote unquote softer language, but there's nothing soft about this language, because if we just put a neuroscience lens on it, we say, okay, what is that really about? That's about bringing ourselves from exteroception, monitoring of the external world beyond the confines of our skin, to monitoring of the internal world within the confines of our skin. And there's something magical about shifting our perception to interoception, from our skin inward, in that it takes us out of thinking. Whereas when we're monitoring the external world, for reasons that are sort of logical but a little bit harder to articulate, then it's more about anticipating things, trying to figure out what goes with what's separate from what. The moment we get to the level of our skin and inward, we know what's what and what's separate from what. It's just us inward. It's sort of, there's one thing. Rarely do we think, oh, here's my brain and here's my leg. Now, Nidra then steps us through that. And so what it does is it brings all of our cognition into this interoceptive mode. And then, boom, we are in this mode of being and feeling. So I don't think of being and feeling as turning off thinking. I think of it as bringing thinking to the level of our sensation, of our body. Yoga Nidra, I think, is perhaps the most powerful practice for learning how to turn off one's thoughts. And so when one steps back from the research literature and says, okay, what do we know for sure about Yoga Nidra and SDR? We know that this can be done for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. We know that it can very reliably improve levels of wakefulness, cognition, and vigor post-Nidra. We know that it restores dopamine levels to a marked extent in the basal ganglia. We know that the brain goes into little pockets of sleep-like states. This needs to be explored further. And we know that it mimics rapid eye movement sleep. And we know that people who do it find it easier to make themselves fall back asleep should they need to. And they develop much stronger powers of autonomic regulation, their ability to take themselves out of stress if they need to. I mean, if ever there was a powerful practice, Yoga Nidra is that practice.